Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for Saturday the 20th of September. Before I begin, I just want to quickly point out that there are two pledges that are in the Golden Pursuit set at the bottom. Creative Hearts 2 and Fungal Grotto 2 are currently the pledges for today. So if you want to get both of those done, this is probably the best time to do it, because this is when everybody else is probably doing it at the same time. Because if you do the pledges here, you get some extra keys. It's only 2 to 4, but the Golden Vendor is up today. I'll have the rundown of that at the end of the video. There's 2 DLC helms that are okay. I don't think they're mandatory though. Alright, so Endeavours, it's a pretty easy set. I would go Dangerous Foes, Courtyard Furnishings, and Crafting with Any Skill. Survey Report is just as good though. All 4 of these options are good. Capturing a keep, it just takes way longer. Doing this on your own is fucking stressful. And yeah, it's very easy for you to fail this one, as opposed to these ones here where it's kind of difficult. So yeah. Okay, Dangerous Foes is the one I want to talk about first, because there is some stuff I want to just mention with the event going on. So this here indicates that there's a Dangerous Foe. These little things on the side, whether there's 1, 2, or 3, they indicate like boss enemies. These count as Dangerous Foes. You can find them all over the place. Cragmorn is a very easy place to find them. Just in Spellscar here. Lots and lots of ice and storm atronachs all over the place. Dolmens are also another great easy place to use, because when you kill the first worm cultist at the start of the dolmen, afterwards there will be a bunch of tier 1 dangerous foes. So the ones that spawn here are dangerous foes usually. They also can spawn right here, basically where I'm standing here. I think there's another spawn over here, and then over there somewhere. They only have like very specific locations they spawn on the dolmens, but yeah, those count as dangerous foes, and that's probably one of the most reliable ways, because dolmens are up constantly, all the bloody time. So yeah, because yeah, when this dolmen completes in like a couple of minutes, the next dolmen over here will start in 30 seconds after that, and then once that's done, this one will start in 30 seconds. So it's very easy to get your dangerous foes through dolmens, dangerous foes through dolmens. However, with the event going on, doing dungeons, every dungeon boss counts as a dangerous foe. So if you're going to do pledges, if you're going to do the Fungal Grotto 1 quick run, just to... What? Interesting. Anytime you're going to do the Fungal Grotto 1 run to get your tickets, that is also going to count too. So you don't even have to do a dolmen today if you're going to go get your tickets. What the fuck is going on there? It's weird. Oh, okay, that's what that is. It's like the AFK thing for dolmens. So if you stand still near a dolmen too long, you'll start taking shit tons of damage. That's what that is. So yeah, if you are going to do your dungeon, just understand you'll get this one done already. So yeah, just probably don't even need to do a dolmen. Alright, so I'll just do a very brief run through of Fungal Grotto 1 here. I did it the other day, but yeah, it's very, very valuable knowing this. But the only 2 enemies that you need to kill is Ozazai and the final boss, the Dread King. So this guy here, you can skip everything until this point, and then you just have to kill this guy here. Start this fight here. The little enemies are more annoying than the big guy, because they are the ones who put the Dragon Knight standard on the floor, and they do like a gap close stun as well. So kill them before you kill this guy. It'll make the fight easier. So he does this little circle explosion thing. It doesn't do much damage though, so... you've got the heavy attack there, just make sure you block that, and then you've also got like a raw attack he does, so you'll probably do it very soon. Okay, he's not going to do it. There it is, that one. So yeah, it just interrupts your rotation a little bit, that's all it does. Alright. Off over to the speed build, and we'll go straight to the final boss. So as soon as that guy's dead, the door will open, and then you can just go straight to Krag at the very end of the dungeon. So you just jump down here into the water, go through here, there'll be a little ledge you can hop up here to get straight to the final boss. So you literally don't need to fight anything else until then. Swap back to my damage setup. Alright, let's get this done. So it's very similar to the Goblin King. or Goblin Chief, whatever. He does a heavy attack that comes out quick, and then this explosion here, it does a fair bit of damage, but just have some kind of heal and you'll be fine. So at about 70% and 40%, he will run off and spawn mud crabs. So they go there. If you're a Nightblade, this is really good, because the mud crabs will give you heaps of ultimate. Here it goes. Starting the second group of mud crabs up. Yeah, you can pretty easily get out of the AoE too, and still be in melee range when you're doing it. Just got a little bit, have a bit of twinkle toes. Alright, and that's it. So, yeah, got our tickets, got our golden coffer, we've got our dangerous foes done. Easy as. Now we can just focus on the other options, which are all really, really chill, really simple. Except for capturing a key. Again, would not recommend it. If you don't want to travel to a house or anything, you can go through here. Oh yeah, let me show you. So there is actually a shortcut in Fungal Grotto 1 to get back to the entrance. So you just come through here. You have to do this for Fungal Grotto 2. So yeah, you'll learn about this area later anyway. Yeah, just come up here. And then the ledge down here will lead you straight to the entrance there. So yeah, quick way to get back to the entrance. Because this will take you back to where you came in from. So it'll take you back to the Way Shrine. So it'll be an Auradon. Yeah, just recap there. So Dolmens, my other suggestion would be Spellscar, because Storm Atronachs, Frost Atronachs, lots of them here. You could also use Ranuzar School of Warriors. There's lots of gargoyles here. There's a couple of gargoyles just in front of Hellrest Citadel as well. There's 3 here as well. And but yeah, if you're gonna do your dungeons today, just do Pledges or Fungal Grotto 1, and you'll get your dangerous foes when you do that anyway. Alright, crafting with any skill. So anytime this one comes up, I always use provisioning, because there's an initial investment you can put in of like a couple of hundred gold, and then you can do this very quickly for free anytime it comes up from that point on. So what I suggest you do is go to any chef in the game. In Salted Wings Tavern, there's one right here, Zala. It's just in the southern side of Volgogard. Any chef, they'll all give you the same thing. You'll get baked apples and banana surprise. These cost 270 gold, but you can use them from level 1. So everybody's able to use these. And then what we want to do is just use them if you haven't already. And that's what I mean. It's just a one-time purchase. And then you can craft these recipes from that point on. So what you want to do now is come to this pier over here. And once you're there, there'll be some apple baskets and like a tray, and it's got some bananas and apples on it. So there's one of the apple baskets here. There's an apple basket on the ship here as well. And then there is a tray that's got some bananas and apples on it too. So there should be 4 things there, but if there's not, if you're really unlucky, just leave the zone and come back, and everything here will reset. If you go to Imperial City, just queue for that. You'll get to a safe zone. Just turn. You'll find a tunnel with a door in it. Just go through that door. It'll take you straight back here. And that's a very easy way of leaving the zone, basically from that spot and getting teleported straight to it. Or you can just leave the zone naturally. Either way. Yeah, just go to the cooking fire right here. There's also a cooking fire in the Imperial City when you get in. So yeah, that's also pretty easy. Now, if you've also had a look at fish, if you've been doing the fishing endeavors recently, a couple of days have had them come up. The fish that you get from filleting these fish that you get, you can make fishy stick, which is also one of the recipes that you can get from Hizala. So any of these 3 options here work. So there, just for simplicity's sake. I need 2 baked apples because I got provisioning leveled up a bit. So there we go, 4 baked apples, very easy. So once you level up provisioning enough, you can get the chef passive, which allows you to craft multiple items up from a single apple or banana. This is really good because the weeklies that come up for crafting items with any skill, they need you to craft like sometimes up to 50. So being able to craft more from a single one just means that you spend less time gathering the materials, or gathering the ingredients, I should say. But yeah, it just comes after doing it a bunch of times. Courtyard Furnishings. You need 2 things, a courtyard furnishing and a house. You can get a house for free, just a little tiny apartment complex coming to this location in Daggerfall. You can get both of them in the same location, that's why I'm here. So where this house is on the map, you just come to this spot. This Weishan is available from the get-go, so everybody's got access to this. There'll be an NPC right here, usually. It's just, I've already done the quest, so she's not here. But she looks like this. You can see the windows in the background there. This character, you talk to her for a while, and you'll complete a quest. Completing that quest gives you a house. You'll get 1 of 3 houses depending on the alliance you do this on. So if you go to the map tab and you go to houses here, it'll show up in collectors. So you'll get Rosy Lion, Ebony Flask, In Room, or Mara's Kiss. One of these 3 here. That's all you need for housing. I would advise doing that quest on each alliance, just on one character, so you've got access to all 3. Because all 3 of these houses have some good stuff to that you can just do. Like they're all convenient for some sort of purpose. Like for example, the one in Ebonheart, you can easily get to Ebonheart here, and then you've got access to the fishing area over here, and just stuff like that. All right, so for Courtyard Furnishings, you can get a 100 gold Courtyard Finishing here with a rough clothesline post. This is a Courtyard Finishing here. So that's a really cheap option. There is a it's like a 50 gold option in Necrom. I'll also show you how to get to that. Yeah, either of these options, very cheap, and yeah, you only need 1. So you just buy 1 and then you're done. Alright, Merkolg over here. So this guy in Necrom has the post-reclaimed wood. This is 50 gold, and it's also a Courtyard Finishing, so it's basically the same thing, just half the price. So you can find this guy here in the Farm of Rest in Necrom. So yeah, it's right next to the Necrom Weishan. It's very easy to access. You start with this Weishan, but yeah, it's just a quick trip getting up here if you haven't been here before. Yeah, whichever one you choose there, now you can just head to your house and use those. Alright, so once you get your item and you're in your house, you just go to the housing editor, you go browse, you'll find it under Courtyard. Oh yeah, sorry. So you start in the place tabs here. So yeah, you'll look at it here, Courtyard, click on it, press E, and then it'll get ready to place it. So you just put it on the ground, and now what you want to do is press undo and redo at the bottom left. You'll see the keys come up for it, because if you just pick it up and keep spamming left click, it doesn't do anything. It has to come from your inventory first. That's the issue. So yeah, just make sure you do that. And now anytime this endeavor comes up, just locate where you put this post here, just pick it up, put it away, undo, redo, undo, and that'll be all you need to do for this endeavor whenever it comes up. So my advice is just get like a decent sized house, something small, something not like overboard. If I were you, if you don't have a decent house yet, Sea Bloom Villa, it's like a $10 bundle on the ESO store. It's like, for the house size, it's like one of the best deals I find. Like a lot of the other houses, like the big ass houses, they're fucking hundreds of dollars. Yeah, this one, it's $10, and you also get like a bunch of crowns. There really isn't many like crazy deals like that in this game. Yeah, that's one of them. And yeah, the house looks great, so. But some other like free ones, not free ones, sorry, some other like good value ones. I like Autumn's Gate. It's got a nice courtyard. If you like sort of the jungle look, Greenshade has not Greenshade, sorry, Malabar Tor. It's got a Cyrodiil jungle house, which is also very. It's quite cheap, and yeah, has a nice courtyard. As far as like the worst case, or like the most expensive house I would personally get is Domus Frascus. It's like a couple of 100,000 gold, but you get like a really nice courtyard and a decent sized house. Okay, survey. So surveys, you get these from writs. It doesn't actually say in the tooltip, but the only real way to get these en masse is through doing crafting writs. It's a 12% chance to spawn per writ. The only one that doesn't give them is provisioning. I should point that out. Yeah, you can buy these, but I don't recommend it because it's quite expensive. That's the cheapest one here, 2,500. So yeah, you will need to use a bit of gold. But they are, if you don't have any surveys on you and you want to do this, yeah, you can just buy one of these. And it doesn't matter what type of survey you get. Personally, I would just not do that because you've got 3 other good options here. Yeah, if you want to do that too, because you do get a bunch of resources for this, and you can use resources for things like doing your own writs or the refining endeavors whenever those come up. Because we just had one, you know. If you haven't done the weekly, yeah, I should point out, maybe you can use the survey for that. But yeah, I'll just skip this if you can. Okay, so surveys are just 6 resource nodes. So as you can see here, you've just got all the blacksmithing survey with the rivet ore. So just let me go through 2 things that can make it easier to find these, because there's an add-on you can get which causes them to appear on the map when you've got them in your inventory. This is Lost Treasure. So downloading this add-on makes it much easier to locate these things. It is easy to find them normally anyway, because when you look at the survey, it just shows you a nearabouts area on the map, and you can just use it to locate it. The only thing is, jewelry crafting surveys, as far as I'm aware, some of these can be written, and I fucking hate dealing with the written ones. So if you want to make those on CT, you can use this add-on. The other thing is home tours. So if you don't have any wayshrines nearby where the survey is, because naturally here you don't have any wayshrines in Grantwood. So what you could do, if you didn't have anything in Grantwood already, you could travel to Snugpod. So you just go home tours, browse homes, go down to S, and go Snugpod. Just travel to one of these, go out the door, and this will take you to Grantwood. And that way, from here, you can either just go across the water here, through this way to get there, or up this way down the road. And yeah, you can make it over to the survey. So that way you don't have to travel from like boatswains getting over here all the way up here. It's just fucking pain in the ass. You can use houses to circumvent a lot of the traveling around. Yeah, definitely suggest that if you're going to do surveys. Also, because surveys are valuable, you get a lot of good resources from them. I would advise trying to get as many points into Plentiful Harvest before you use them, because this increases how much you get from them. Especially since, like, yeah, being able to do these and then refine the materials, you get the ability to do more writs with them. So you can sort of make a sustainable circle with doing writs and then getting the surveys to get the materials back and do more of the writs with those materials. So Plentiful Harvest makes that much more possible, or much more reliable. So yeah, definitely suggest getting this. Master Gatherer will also increase how quickly you access the survey as well, because yeah, just mining the resources takes quite a bit of time. If you're going to do refining, you want meticulous disassembly too, but that's not super duper important, because yeah, it only increases the chance of getting. It does increase the chance of getting the gold one, so which is great, but only a little bit. Most of it will come from the craft through unraveling and stuff. But yeah, try to get that if you have champion points for it too. But yeah, I understand it's a lot of champion points to put in. All right, just going to go now to talk about the golden vendor. I'm not going to go through the keep and Cyrodiil just because these options here are so easy, and you want to do your dangerous foes anyway, because yeah, the event tickets are what you want these days, right? Alright, so for the golden vendor this week, we've got Mother Cyanate and we've got Stonekeeper. So Mother Cyanate, this is very similar to the Ice Heart monster set. So it gives you a shield when basically doing damage with channel abilities. It's any cast time or channel, so yeah, it can be defensive as well. But I'm not a big fan of this one myself. Like it'd be pretty good on a Arcanist or Templar, but everybody else it's kind of not that amazing. And yeah, it gives you Magicka back, but it doesn't deal any damage, which is I think the superiority of Ice Heart for damage dealers, because you get the defensive part of the shield and you also get the frost damage. It's just Ice Heart is melee. So yeah, they're sort of the strengths and weaknesses. So Cyanate, channeled or cast harm only. Ice Heart is everything, but it's crit only. And then Cyanate is Magicka Restore. Ice Heart is frost damage. So, but yeah, because Cyanate, I don't know how to say that, but because it's a DLC dungeon, if you don't have that DLC, yeah, if you want to get it, it's not that bad. Yeah, it's not amazing either. It's not one I would personally spend 100,000 gold on. just to be able to get. Stonekeeper, this, basically when you block, you get a bunch of resources back. Every 14 seconds, when you reduce that to like basically magic recovery or stamina recovery, it's about 150 per resource it's like 300 recovery, my bad, because every 2 seconds. That's not a lot, considering like the only strength of this is the fact that it's not recovery, it's actually just restoring resources, which works with block. Because recovery goes down to 0 for stamina or magicka with blocking, and yeah, this circumvents that. But if you're blocking all the time, it's like that's not really something you have to do outside of like very specific content. And in that kind of content, there's going to be so many other options that will like usually give you sustain assistance that I don't think you should be worrying about Stonekeeper. There's also some really, really good damage or like support monster sets that give your team like way better damage. And you probably want those in those sorts of circumstances anyway, because the less time you're spending blocking, the less time you're fighting a boss, the less time you're blocking anyway, so your sustain will be better in that case anyway. My advice, again, don't really think it's worth spending 100,000 gold on this. But yeah, there's not many sets that work with like basically doing a perma-blocking build, and that's what this will kind of be. Also, the one piece is not too bad. Giving all 3 stats for one piece is okay. But yeah, don't really suggest spending 100,000 gold on this unless you really know what you're getting out of it. Right, so the jury, though, is quite interesting this week. Arcasis is genius. Definitely a smart person who made this. This set is really good. It's very simple, it's very strong, it's very easy to use. Whenever you drink a potion, you get a shit ton of ultimate. And you and your group members do. So, very strong. This comes from, I believe it's Stone Garden? Is that right? Yeah. So, this is a DLC dungeon. The only thing is, if you want to be able to use the 5-piece, which is the main reason you get this, you need to get weapons or like other pieces to collect the whole set. And in that case, just buying these rings is not going to be enough to get the set. You're going to have to do the dungeon anyway at some point. You could buy the rings and then get the jewelry later and then do, when ESO Plus free trial comes out, just do the dungeon a bunch of times, see how that goes. But yeah, there's like, most of the time, it might just be better off just getting... Yeah, I guess that could work, but yeah, either that or just getting ESO Plus to get the rest. But yeah, you're not going to be able to get the whole set just by buying these for a lot of gold, though. Just keep that in mind. And someone that can afford this kind of thing, you probably got all the DLCs anyway, I feel. But yeah, Arcasis, very, very good. One of the best tanking sets at the moment, I believe. All right, Grave Guardian. The issue is I haven't been able to get this set, so I can't. I've like looked around to see if people know what the range is of the stone aura, because if it's wide, it sounds like it'd be really good. But the only issue is usually when you're blocking, you're not standing. There's not many dungeons or trials where you're going to be standing near your teammates, because usually bosses have a cleave. So some of the range, like some of the aura, will probably not be very good because you have to stand really close to your tank. And that's not what happens sometimes. Like, think Zamaja, right? You do not want to be standing anywhere near your tank because the boss cleaves the shit out of everyone in front of them. So the effectiveness of this aura depends on how large it is. Apparently it's quite big. But yeah, and for reference, I believe 4,400 resistance is approximately 6 or 7% damage resistance, so it's pretty good. That's a lot of resistance, but yeah, very, very limited on the use case, just because it can be hard to make use of the aura, because getting into that location is kind of a pain in organized raids. Well, not really organized raids, more unorganized raids. Yeah, I wouldn't really bother with this for 200,000, just because, yeah, one, it's a DLC dungeon, you need to do the dungeon anyway to get the other stuff, and trying to make use of this, I can't see it being very practical. But I don't know the aura size, that's the thing. If it's big, it'd be great. Venomous. This is a really good set, one I actually use a lot myself. This is... if anyone watches the anytime I use Saint Vistari or Saint Relal, it's like the people with like the astronaut helmets, the Nightblades. Those are using Venomous on the weapons. So yeah, I use that with Maelstrom. Anytime you want a 1-bar proc set, this is one of the easiest ones to get your hands on. And again, I'm going to tell you, don't buy this because you can just buy the jewelry on Guild Source for pretty cheap, and then you can just buy all the other stuff anyway on Guild Source. The weapons are a little bit expensive, but this isn't the weapons. So, but yeah, Venomous, very good, very easy to use, and it's decent. It's not amazing as a damage dealer set. It's not going to keep up with the likes of like, you know, things like Reliquin or World of the Depths, shit like that. But it's not supposed to, right? No, in no circumstance should an Overland set outperform like those sorts of sets. Even though some do, it's kind of stupid. But yeah, Venomous, very good. Again though, just wouldn't buy it here. Yeah, I love this set myself. Witch Knights. I heard you like weapon and spell damage. There's a lot of it here. I like the idea of this, especially with Master's Bow, because when you apply a poison arrow on enemies, it increases your weapon damage further. It's mostly single target, right? Because there aren't many poison damage effects which like apply to a large group of enemies. Maybe with is there poison effects with scribing? I feel like it'd be very limited. Oh, there is Vault. Maybe it'd be okay with Vault, but yeah. It's a bit more limited, whereas you look at things like Order's Wrath, it's craftable and it gives you 8% more crit damage, which affects everything. Increases your healing too. Yes, I just don't see a reason why you'd want to use this. Well, like something like Venomous. Venomous hits multiple things. It's not as strong as Witch's Knight for like a single target, but yeah. I just feel like there's just better options. Yeah, it'd be okay for like if you want to make a build around the Master's Bow, because that just increases your weapon and spell damage a lot if you hit something with Poison Arrow. It'd also be okay on Stamina DKs, which use like a lot of poison attacks. But yeah, I just don't see this being that great. And even then, if you do want to use it, you can just buy them from guild stores for pretty cheap. Because yeah, the zone's been around for a while, so there'll be a lot of those out there. Yeah, my advice, don't really want to buy anything here, except maybe Arcasis is genius, because that's such a good set. Yeah, even then, don't think it's worth it. Alright, that'll do for today's endeavours. If you have any questions, just give me a holler as always. But thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. Have a good weekend. Take care for now.